Hello all you awesome people, it's me again, Aori. Welcome to my room once more, and this time I got a story in hand to tell you. Let me explain how it's going to work first. I want to keep things simple for these first short stories I'm about to tell, so it will be just me reading it, which is why I recommend you to just listen to it and do something boring alongside so I can amuse you while perhaps you wash the dishes, the painful job of washing the dishes. These stories, besides short, sometimes will be a bit too long because I'm a writer and writers tend to elongate even the simple stuff. So I'll be cutting some in half, and for that I'm doing a playlist which this video will be opening, and you can find it at the Faith Plus profile easily. Of course, everyone know it. I'll be putting there all these short stories from now on. Last thing before we start, all my stories here, short ones, the long ones, the ones yet to come in the distant future, they all happen in the same universe. No different timeline things, no alternative realities, nothing like that. All the weird and noticeable things I'm about to tell you, they all happen at the same universe, same timeline, same reality. With that said, and of course, they are all related to each other. That's why I'm telling all of this stuff. With that said, welcome once again to the Faith Plus stories, and let's begin with this first one. Faith Plus, the Stalker. Nice day that was. Really, a really nice day, especially for the things to come from it. Emily was at his birthday, not a particularly festive day after all. They were all quarantined from the COVID, but his family was there and he was grateful for that, which means his mom, his sister, and 2 dogs. The dogs in special knew when was everyone's birthdays. They were already jumping around in the person from morning till night, and sometimes even in the next day. His mom, Mrs. Maroff, baked him a cake and got to him nice food from his favorite restaurant. Naturally, the sister was not exactly festive, but went all day really gentle and even got him a book as a present. But the real thing is, Emily was happy for all of that, but he was not fulfilled in his heart. He was going on his 19th birthday so far and still didn't really fall in love with anyone. And it's so darn hard to go over puberty without finding someone you really like, because then you get this feeling that you actually should have. And that's what he was thinking over and over again by the last few years, to tell the truth. So that year, he was decided after the pandemic was over, he would go out and find him someone. Not anyone like those physical things he had in the past, but someone he would really regret leaving in the end. Someone he would do anything for. So when the birthday cake was at place and the candles were lit up, he made a wish. Please, let me find that one person among all that will bring me the happiness that I want. At that moment, he didn't notice because it was a bit away from him, but his phone got a new message at the exact same time the candles were blown off. But when he finally got tired from eating and went over to his room, he saw among others that little weird message. Hi. He was a little puzzled, as it seemed that number was not recorded at his phone, so he wondered if it was a mistake and opened the message. Then the second weird thing came up. The message didn't really have a number behind it. It was just from an anonymous person. What is stuff? He thought. I didn't even knew covering up your own phone number was possible like this. He decided to reply saying another hi, but with ending with a question mark. The answer didn't come right after that, so he forgot about it. Next day was really calm, and the next week was so way calm, it was boring to death. He literally had nothing to do. College was closed because the staff was still discussing what to do when they finally opened the building, and none of his resumes were replied, which, having an account of the contest, was really no surprise. And most of all, he already extinguished all his imagination about how to spend his time productively and other fun stuff. At the next Monday though, he got some excitement coming his way. A new message from the weird number. It said, "Perhaps were you the young person who wished for a romantic companionship?" He got startled. He even had forgotten he had wished that, and coming to think about that, it was kind of embarrassing that he actually did. Like, was he still a kid believing in Santa Claus or something? Was he really that desperate? And also, who the heck told this stranger he did such a wish? He started remembering and didn't recall a single person to whom he even mentioned that he wanted to date. Too much embarrassment. "Who are you?" he replied. "How do you know that?" And he got no answer. After staring at the screen for what he thought was about 15 minutes then, he tried again. "Hey, don't ignore me. What is that all about? Are you stalking me or something?" And again, after a while without answer, he sent his last message. "If you send me another message, I'll report you as spam." After a while thinking of it, he was really furious about it and was decided to block the number, but went to Natalie's room first to see what she thought about it, and then turned back at her door because she really, with all her forces, would never, ever in human history let him forget about this embarrassment. No way he was telling her about it. Not that case, he wouldn't share it. So he decided to explain it to his closest friend, Francis, but all of that, at least Francis would understand his suffering and what he was probably thinking by making the wish. He sent then a really long audio, which he whispered out the window so no one else would hear, and the single print from the other chat with the mysterious person. Francis in the end didn't really have a formed opinion about it. He told Emily that maybe someone actually heard the wish and wanted to grant it. Or either way, it was a really weird coincidence and it was all a big mistake. But either way, Emily didn't really believe in coincidence and didn't really believe in wishes being granted by mysterious numbers of his cell phones. Come on, now his shoes, who could blame him? He decided then that the best option was to forget about it and play some games overnight. And so he did it. And the next day, after his lunch, he opened his phone and saw another weird message there that said, "Ah, so it was you. Great thing then. If you don't block me, I know just the person for you to meet right away. Just please forget about all this estrangement and trust me. Just the widow at your phone." Well, once again, at his shoes, who could blame him? He started laughing. He laughed so hard in his room, even Natalie came to see if he was okay. And thank goodness, it was probably the only person who could make him stop laughing because he wanted so badly to hide the situation from her. After picking up the phone once again, he read the message once more and was serious that time. He replied, "No, I don't think so. If even you are admitting it is weird and invasive, how do you bet I'm gonna react?" This time too, as if the other person was just waiting there with the phone opened, the answer came quickly. "Not well, I see. I won't judge you. It was just the way less carried away of reaching you, believe me. How would you react if someone would knock your door, tell you what I have to say, and grant you your wish?" Emily pictured himself at the scene the stranger supposed, and it was so weird and startling he had to laugh again from nervousness. He got to the kitchen and served himself a good cup of water and a bit of honey. Then he went back to his room, after assuring his mom he was okay, and got to the phone again, replying, "You have a point." "See," the other person wrote, "now if you will just listen to me, I know a person you ought to know. All you have to do is to start going out." "Start going out?" he asked. "Are you aware we are living in a pandemic for the last year now?" Yes, I am. But a birthday wish can grant you many things if you're ready to receive it. Just think about it." And after that, no matter how much Emily sent message after message asking things and giving replies, no more answer would come. But Emily, he really got furious this time. He was so bad in dealing with this feeling. That time, he just left his phone at the bedside, dressed up, said something even he didn't know to Natalie and Miss Mara, the man, and got out of his home, walking down the street and going nowhere, thinking out loud sometimes, so loud some people would stare at him passing. We can agree though it's a good thing he remembered to wear the mask before leaving. And that's all for today, cutting this one in half. Sorry, I just had to do it to don't overload me with work. So thank you so very much for watching me or hearing me, and I really am looking forward to see you at the other half of this story. Thank you so much for being here with me today, and don't forget, follow me and hit the bell.